The next topic, creating, reading and writing text files and binary files. So the following operations can be performed on the file. They are creating of new file. Second one is opening an existing file. Third one is reading from the file. Next, writing to the file, appending new data to the existing file, closing the file and deleting the file. So these are the operations which we can perform on the files. So creating a text file or binary file. So in order to create any text file or binary file, first we need to create a file pointer. So a file pointer will take the stream of characters or text or binary files. So in order to represent it, file followed by star ptr, it is nothing but it's a file pointer. So in order to open and access the file contents, we need to create the file pointer first. Then file should be opened using fopen function. So what is the syntax of this is, in order to create file pointer, file star ptr, and in order to open the file, we need to give for the file pointer, that is ptr is equal to fopen of, give the file name what you want to open within the inverted commas, comma, within the inverted commas you need to specify what is the mode of the file. So there are different modes in the opening the file. The modes of the text file are write, so which is represented with W, read which is represented by R, append which is represented by A, write or read which is represented as W plus, read or write which is represented as R plus, write or append which is represented by A plus. And coming to the binary file modes, that is BW is for binary write, BR is for binary read, BA is for binary append, BW plus is for binary write as well as read operations, BR plus binary read or write operations, BA plus binary write or append operations. So these are the different modes which are there as part of your text as well as binary files. And next, the file should be closed using fclose function. The syntax for this is fclose followed by the file pointer name. Next, you can close all the files together, that is whatever the files which you have opened with fclose all. So these are the functions which are used for fclose and fclose all. Now let us see the different text file modes individually. So write mode. The write mode for write should be specified with W. If we open the file in write mode, if the file does not exist, then it creates a new file. If the file is already exist, then it deletes the data associated with the file. The file pointer position is at the beginning of the file. Next, read mode. The mode for read should be specified with R. If we open the file in read mode, if file does not exist, then it gives an error. So what is that error we may get? File does not exist. If the already exists file, then it opens file only to read the data from the file. That is, if the file is already exists, then it opens the file only to read the data from the file, which means you cannot perform any write operation on it. File pointer position is at the beginning of the file. Append mode. The mode for append is represented by A. If we open the file in append mode, if the file does not exist, then it creates a new file. If the file is already exists, then in the append mode, the new data on the old file, which means the older content will be there as it is and your newer data will be appended at the end of that particular file. The last point is the file pointer position is at the end of the file, that is EOF. The file pointer position is at the end of the file. Next, W plus, which means write or read plus. The mode for writing, write as well as read is specified with W plus. If you open the file in W plus mode, if the file does not exist, then it creates a new file. If file already exists, then it deletes the data associated with the file. If the data is already exists, then it deletes the older data of the file. It also allows to read and data associated with the file. File pointer position is at the beginning of the file. Next, read plus mode. The mode for a read should be specified with R plus. This is write as well as read. If you open the file in read plus, that is R plus mode, if the file does not exist, then it creates a new file because it is also performing write operation. If the file is already exists, then it opens a file to read and write the data on it. The file pointer position is at the beginning of the file. Next, append plus. The mode for append plus is represented by A plus. So if you open the file in the append mode plus, if the file does not exist, then it creates a new file. If the file already exists, then it appends the new data on the old file. The file is also opened to read the data. The file pointer position is at the end of the file. So these are the different modes which are associated with the text file. Now let us see the modes associated with binary file modes. So if you want to write in the binary file, we need to represent it as BW. The mode for write should be specified with BW. If you open the file in the write mode, if the file does not exist, it creates a new file. If the file already exists, then it deletes the data associated with the file. And the file pointer position is at the beginning of the file. Next, read, binary read. So binary read, the mode for read should be specified with BR. The binary read is specified with BR. If you open the file in the binary read mode, if the file does not exist, then it gives an error, that is file does not exist. If the file is already exists, then it opens the file only to read the data and we can only see whatever the contents were there as part of that particular file. Next, write operation is not possible on the file. File pointer position is at the beginning of the file. So if you open the file in the read mode, you can only read the contents. You cannot perform any write operation. Next, append, binary append. The mode for binary append is represented as BA. If you open the file in binary append mode, if the file does not exist, then it will create a new file. If we open the file in the append mode, if the file does not exist, it will create a new file. If the file is already exists, then it append the new data on the old file. The file pointer position is at the end of the file. Now let us see the write plus read. So write plus read associated with the binary file. The mode for write and read should be specified with the BW plus. If the file in the binary write plus mode, if it is not exists, if the file does not exist, then it creates a new file. If the file is already exists, then it deletes the data associated with the file. It also allows to read the data associated with the file. The file pointer position is again at the beginning of the file. Next, read binary plus. So if you want to perform the binary read plus, the mode for binary read plus should be specified with BR plus. If you open the file in the binary read mode plus, if the file does not exist, then it creates a new file. If the file is already exists, then it opens the file to read as well as write the data on the file. The file pointer position is at the beginning of the file. Next, append, binary append. Binary append mode should be represented with BA+. That is, we are performing append as well as the write operation. If you open the file in B append plus mode, if the file does not exist, then it creates a new file. If the file is already exists, then it appends the new data on the old file. The file is also open to read the data. So we can perform, one is the appending the content, writing the content, as well as we can read the data. Append, binary append plus, which means we are performing write operation as well as we are also performing the read operation. The file pointer position is end of the file, with which we can append the data to the existing file, where your old data will not be erased. The newer data will be written on the end of the file. So these are the different modes which are associated with the binary file.